This video series is by far the most provocative thing that I have ever put forward. Even so, some of you will get these things that I'm going to point to today, and you will never see your world the same again. And then there will be others who will think that what I'm trying to point to today is a collection of the most impossible things that they have ever heard come out of my mouth. And either is fine, because these things are very hard to point at. In fact, I worry I may do a bad job, but perhaps my trepidation is actually a good sign, because it's said that the Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. Let me know what you think. There's a lot of new stuff you're going to hear in this series, and it will undoubtedly raise as many questions as it answers. But stay with me. We'll get to these questions next time. For now, all I ask of you is one thing. Just entertain the possibility that what I'm about to point to may be true. 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Everything has an order, and this order can be seen in the patterns that repeat themselves in our world, as demonstrated by the intriguing and beautiful Mandelbrot fractals. And here's a fun thing to note. We also demonstrate patterns. We do. In the case of what we like to call enlightenment, I bet you've never noticed that we tend to behave very similar to electrons. Science has found that electrons do not rise slowly in their orbits through graduated energy levels like a plant growing towards the sun. An electron remains at its current lowest energy level until it gains enough energy to jump to the next band or shell, and it will discard energy that it receives that isn't sufficient to allow it to make this jump. And if you think about it, we do the same thing as we go through our levels of awareness. Sometimes we seem to get stuck in one level forever until, bam, something we hear or see kicks us over into an entirely new playing field. But if it isn't enough to make this jump, then we discard it. It's nonsense. And that's what's going to happen today. You're either going to hear what you need to kick you into a new band of awareness, or you're going to discard what you hear until a later time when it is enough. I don't know why it happens this way, but it always seems to be so. I mean, I can't tell you the number of times in my journey that I've come across something and thought, that couldn't possibly be true. And then, later on, I come across it again and I suddenly get it. And I wonder how in the world I could have ever missed it the first time. And I'm certain this sounds very familiar to you too. And so, though some of you may get what I'm going to point to immediately, there are those of you who may not, and if not, don't feel bad. It will come to you later when you are more ripe and are able to hear it. It always does. So, let's get going. Please join me in part 2 to learn the importance of toggling